Hey everyone, Pupsker here, and today in Warframe, we're going to go over the worst daily standings to level. If you didn't know, every open world in Warframe has pretty much 2 daily standings to level. If you go to Earth Cetus, there's one. If you go to Deimos, there's one. If you go to Venus Fortuna, there's one. Well, one pair of 2 different daily standings. As well as if you go to Zariman, you have daily standing. There is daily standing caps in Warframe out the wazoo. So let's talk about which is the worst one to farm. If you go to your orbiter in the Syndicate section here, you can see what syndicates and what daily standing you can actually level. The game starts you off essentially with regular syndicates, right? You have the 6 syndicates. You can now change your pledge to primarily upgrade 1 and then a second one. And this daily upgrade isn't actually that bad because nowadays, and for the longest of times, this has been a very passive type of syndicate daily standing farm. I myself could go run like a steel path mission quickly, like a 20-minute survival, and be fully maxed out on my daily standing. So while this one's a little annoying to farm out because they all require just so many items for all the offerings, it's not terrible. The thing that's really bad about these daily standings is it takes forever to level up all 6 of these daily standings to the max rank. This is legitimately like a 1 to 2 year project if you're playing Warframe. So while it's not necessarily the worst daily standing to farm, it can be one of the worst ones to finally max out, as I'm almost maxed out. I just need to get like small sort of, I think, Captura scenes, stencils, right? And that's all. And I've played this game logged in 1,250 days now, so it sucks. Huge pain in the butt. Daily standings in general are a huge pain though, so I would keep that in mind. So main syndicate, now we have Cetus. Cetus has the Ostron and Cetus has the Quills. Ostron is the regular Cetus open world, right? You do bounties, you can hand in gems, you can hand in fish, you can do capturing of the animals. That's how you level up Ostron. Overall, it's a pretty standard open world farm, and it's not that terrible. All you have to do is go out and run some loot. The annoying thing about Plains of Eidolon, sorry, words are hard, is the fact that it's a little annoying because mining gems isn't super valuable. Conservation is really good, as well as if you can get rare fish, that goes really well on Cetus, but it's a little bit of a pain. So if you hate conservation and fishing, yeah, probably not the best standing to level, but again, you can always do the general bounties of any open world to level the main standing as well, so that makes it a little easier. The secondary standing here is the Quills. Now this is the essentially Eidolon slaying faction. This is where you get up all of your amps. You get some amps, some arcanes for your amps, etc. This one's actually not that bad. You can run public Eidolons and you can get enough standing for weeks with just running a handful of Eidolons if you're being proactive and killing all 3 of them, right? The amount of standing drops that come from Eidolons is huge, so I would say this one is one of the easier ones to actually farm up and level up if you enjoy Eidolons. That's the caveat. If you can't do Eidolons, if you have bad internet, if you can't get good matchmaking, this one might really suck for you, right? But if you don't mind just running public Eidolons, casually just doing Tridolons, this one's not too bad, right? I have enough standing for days, if not weeks right now, from running a casual amount of Eidolons in like 1 day. So it's a really good one to level if you like killing Eidolons. Next, we have the general Fortuna standing. This one is annoying. So it has Solaris United, which is the main one, okay? It has Vox Solaris, which is the secondary standing. And then it has Vent Kids, which is the K-Drive Tony Hawk type standing. Literally, K-Drive Vent Kids is only just like skateboarding, but in Warframe. So how do these ones stack up? Well, Solaris United actually became easier to farm now that open world Fortuna, or Valis, right, actually has open world conservation. You don't have to do annoying syndicate conservation for Solaris United anymore. So that actually makes it easier. Gems are decent enough at getting you standing as well, so that's not bad. As well as it's pretty much the same if you have bounties, so This one is pretty much equivalent to Cetus nowadays, maybe even a little better because of all the open world conservation and gems, but it's not too bad. Vox Solaris though, on the other hand, this one is a huge pain in the butt. It takes forever to farm up. You can hand in toroids, but you're gonna have to kill a lot of bosses such as Exploiter Orb or Profit Taker. That's essentially how you farm up Vox Solaris easily, because that's what you hand in. You hand in toroids that drop from those bosses or the open world toroids. So this one can be hit or miss. You can do good high drop rate open world farming for the toroids, and you can actually get a decent amount of standing. Or you can just farm the bosses and also, again, get a decent amount of standing. But you do have to have a good team set up, maybe running in publics, know what you're doing. While this one's not terrible, honestly, it's not that bad because you can get Profit Taker / Exploiter Orb killed in sub like 5-10 minutes if you know what you're doing, especially, right? Not terrible, but not the best. I'd say this one's one of those mid-tier farms where you either love it or hate it, but tends to be a lot of the farms. Now, Vent Kids. This one actually does suck, okay? This one just sucks. The reason why Vent Kids standing sucks so much is that it is the most useless thing that has been added to Warframe. That is a master rank standing cap ever, okay? The Vent Kids drop almost no loot that anyone cares for. They only very much exist for K-Drive and Ureli, and they just straight up suck because you have to go to the open world, do some dumb K-Drive every day, and level it up. If you hate K-Drive, you're gonna really hate this standing, and if you like K-Drive, maybe you'll like it, but it's just such a shoehorned in, useless, for fun faction that serves no good purpose to the actual game, other than like, they put a lot of effort into the Ureli Warframe, making like Vent Kids and Ureli, and it kind of flopped. So Vent Kids will always be one of those things that absolutely sucks. It's the worst farm if you hate it, the best farm if you like it. I thought it wasn't that bad, but I also don't agree that this should exist in the game. So it's a standing with MR, and it's all locked behind Tony Hawk Pro Skater, essentially. So, yep, I would say Vent Kids is one of the more annoying farms, so that one's definitely one of the worst, okay? One of the worst. We'll go after all of them at the end here as well. So, this one's the Entrati Deimos family. This one's great. I'm just gonna say, the Entrati Deimos farming is great. The Necraloid farming, though, on the other hand, kind of sucks. I don't find it that bad, but a lot of people hate farming Necromex and hate farming Deimos Vaults because you get a small amount of Entrati family standing and a little bit of Necraloid standing, right? You get a good chunk, but that's really hit or miss. So Entrati, you just get a ton of tickets just running bounties, and you can do those pretty fast. So it's honestly not that bad, and you can get a ton of other side resources. But the thing about the Deimos one is the meta for standing is without a doubt running those bounties because you get like 10,000 standing in one go. So yeah, definitely not a bad farm, but can be a little annoying if you like mining or conservation more because Deimos isn't set up for mining and conservation the same as the other open worlds are. So not actually that bad. Necraloid, a lot of people just hate because they have to farm Necromex, they have to farm the Necromech missions, and they just do not like farming those, okay? A lot of people hate the drop rates of all the Necromech stuff, and I understand, it sucks. So I think this one's pretty easy because it only goes up to rank 3, right? It doesn't have hard to drop things. It's pretty simple, and it's how you unlock a lot of Necromech stuff. So I would say this one's mid-tier, okay? Because a lot of people hate Necromech stuffs, but all things considered, it's a pretty easy casual farm as well. You just got to run your Deimos Necromech vaulted bounties, right? Yeah, nailed it. So it's not actually that bad, but it could be better, right? So we have the Crysalith Hold Fast farm standing. I would say this is one of the best open worlds farms, right? There are so many ways to just get a ton of standing. So you run bounties and you get the Void Plumes to hand in for standing. You can search the open worlds for Void Plumes. If you have the air support charge, it makes it a billion times easier. Fun fact, it's on a 5-minute cooldown and it has like a 200-meter radius where it just scans around you. So makes searching for Void Plumes a hell of a lot faster. If you know what you're doing and you're meta farming, hold fast, you can get done so insanely fast. You can kill the Void Angels to get the 5,000, right? Amount of bounty standing drop right there. So all things considered, hold fast on the Zariman, I would say is amazing. I love it. It's a great farm. Look at you, boy. Oh, looking so dapper, right? Holdfast is great. You can do everything easily to get a bunch of standing casually, so that's why I like it, honestly, 100%. Here we have the Misc tab. This is where we actually have what most people would consider the worst Warframe daily standing syndicate to level, okay? This, without a doubt, Conclave Teshin PvP is Warframe's worst ever farm. Compared to any other standing in the game, this is by far the least farmed up. Not a ton of people have rank 5 Conclave. I could probably easily say that under 5% of players have rank maxed Conclave, maybe even less than 1% or 0.5%. It's just so hard to find and play and have fun with Conclave and put that many hours into it, because a 10-minute Conclave match can get you anywhere, if you're bad, less standing, but I tend to get anywhere from like 4,000 to 5,000 standing for a 10-minute Conclave match. So that means I would have to run every day about 80 minutes, an hour and a half maybe, of Conclave. That is only the match though. A lot of people have issues finding people to play Conclave with. If I wasn't a content creator streamer, I would have huge issues finding people to play with in Conclave. It's gotten better because I'm on PC, but if you're on one of the like maybe smaller consoles and maybe you're on a weaker connection, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of struggles. So Conclave is without a doubt the worst daily standing syndicate in the game. Cephalon Simaris is actually really easy, okay? I would say, I didn't even know I had all of these. I would say without a doubt, Cephalon Simaris is one of the more casual, easy farms. Once you complete, I think it's the new Strange, or maybe it's a different one, right? But once you complete the quest to unlock Cephalon Simaris and actually start Syndicate targets, it's really easy. Like, it's so insanely easy. And you may be thinking, why? Well, it's because Cephalon Simaris is just a casual farm. Play the game, pay attention to the Syndicate target, and you will get Cephalon Simaris standing, right? All it is random Syndicate targets spawn inside missions here and there, and you have to scan them. And that's it. That's how it works, right? You have to do the Cephalon Simaris scans, and then easy. So that right now are all of the daily Syndicate standings, open world stuff right now in Warframe. These are, I would say, Conclave and Cephalon Simaris. These are relay standings. Crysalith is the Zariman, okay? Necralisk is Deimos. Fortuna is Orb Valis Fortuna, right? Cetus is Cetus Plains of Eidolon. And the primary syndicates are all of the primary factions that can be found at Relays if you want to visit their shops there, or you can always just view offerings here. So, without a doubt, the worst one again is indeed Conclave, which is not enough people like it. Fan secondary might be Venkids. While it is easy to level, people absolutely hate it. From there, we could look at like, I would say Necraloid probably is the next least loved. And then from there, I would say the general open worlds are all pretty simple, okay? Most of them. Maybe people have issues with quills because of Eidolons, and that's fair enough. But other than that, all the open world farms standings are generally pretty easy. Even Voxelaris actually is a pain in the butt because of all the bossing and how slow it is. But even then, it can be min-maxed pretty easily. So not bad, not bad. They're a little worse than the primary ones here because these are just super passive. But hey, all in all, not too bad. What does everyone think of my general Warframe daily standing tier list? Love it, hate it, let me know. As always, subscribe, like, and you can always use Epic Games creator code Pupsker if you want to support the channel. I'm casually uploading Genshin, Honkai Star Rail stuff to my Pupsker Genshin YouTube channel, so if you want to take a look there for any type of like gacha, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin content, go for it. I'm playing a lot of gacha games now, so that's why I just thought I might as well create the second channel so I don't flood the main channel too much. I'll just shout it out in the community tab once in a while, maybe make it short. So thank you all for watching the video. I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you, thank you. Check out the Twitch, and I will see you next time. Cheers.